Hey Tire Town, what's going on? Back here for episode 2 of Moments of Strength, brought to you by Hercules Tires. I'm excited for this next one because it obviously ties into why I'm here in Hamilton. When I look back at what kind of got me here, in the first episode we talked about the ups and downs of high school to college and the injuries, and then kind of refining yourself as an athlete and as a person when it comes to overcoming adversity, is taking that first step. And obviously there was, we'll fast forward to the beginning of the career. There was a lot of good things that happened in Calgary. It was an amazing time, loved every second of it. But everything kind of runs its course at some point. And again, it just goes to show there's another, huge high there, huge low. Going through injury, getting surgery on the shoulder, something that, your livelihood is based upon as a quarterback. Same thing for a kicker with his leg. And we weren't the same team. I wasn't the same player as I wanted to be. And it's always looking at yourself in the mirror and first of all, being honest with yourself. It's okay, how do I get better as an individual? And again, it's taking that first step, but it's also following through. I think you write down these goals, you write down these ways you can get there. A lot of people will take that first step. A lot of people will go through with that part because they have people behind them encouraging them. Hey, you can do it. You can go run that marathon. Go run your first mile, and they go run that first one. And if you got a friend that goes out there and runs it with them, and then the second, third one, fourth one, all of a sudden that person's not there to push you. And it becomes that inner, self-motivation. And I think as a competitor, that's kind of what's driven me my entire life, was that self-motivation. I think at one point in Calgary, I was relying too much on outside motivation, praise from the fans and my organization and teammates as a whole. And, having to have a hard look at myself and say, where is the motivation, for yourself when nobody else here is looking? When you're in a weight room by yourself, is making sure I'm doing all my reps, making sure I'm doing the rehab the proper way, taking those proper steps, not trying to, jump these steps. And I think you find yourself a little bit in those really bad and hard moments of, am I going to play football again? Am I going to be the same player I was at one point? And for me, I think there was a lot of moments that built up to me believing in that, and that was definitely just being in the weight room by myself, pushing myself to a level that I haven't in a long time, and not hiding behind the fact that, well, you're a star, you gotta push through these injuries, but you don't want to push too hard where you can get re-injured. And just throwing all that away and kind of saying, I have to commit to being the person I was that got me here. For me, the second moment of strength that I would like to talk to you guys about is leaving Calgary, coming here to Hamilton. I think the first thing I told myself, my wife, we talked about as well, is just being the authentic me. I had to go through the end of the days there, last couple of games there in Calgary. Got a good send-off, which was great. But now the really hard decisions come, and that's making a decision for yourself of, uprooting your family, moving your girls to different schools, being farther away from my wife's family, which was close, and they were able to come see us play, help us with our girls. So there's a lot of things that go into your decision. At the end of the day, my wife Madison and I just kind of got together and was like, hey, this is going to be hard. It's going to be a tough road no matter what, no matter where we go. One thing she said to me that I love, she's like, don't pick anything for me, for Ellie, for Lakeland. Pick the next place that you're going to win in your career, and that you're gonna love to be at, and that you can create that second legacy. And I kind of took that to heart. It's something that kind of motivated me throughout the entire offseason of, okay, how do I make this decision, and what are the things I'm looking for from a team? And honestly, the moment I got here to Hamilton, I met I met Scott Mitchell. He picked us up from the airport and we got down there. It's just the sense of family that was here in this stadium. Talking to the way that all the staff, worked together for us. Right away, we were like, we knew this is where we wanted to be. We knew, look at the locker room, this is a place we could win. But we knew it wasn't going to be easy. I think we knew there was going to be a lot of turnover in this roster. And once I committed to playing here, it was that next step and following through. But again, you can rest on your laurels and just say, okay, I'm going to just end my career in Hamilton. I can go out however it goes out. I'll be whatever people say I'm going to be. But I've done enough in my career, I can hang it up, I can go do other jobs. Like, for me, it was creating a second legacy and committing to myself of being that player that I've always been. When I got here, it was being in the weight room, seeing, that championship not be there since '99, and know that there is obviously glorified pressure upon my shoulders, upon everybody's shoulders in this team, in this organization, to win for you guys, for this city. You guys deserve it, and that's something that we're pushing for every single day. And I've won a championship every single place that I've ever been. That's not just going to happen because it happens. It happens because of the work that I put in and taking that step and then following through with that. For me, the highs and lows of it, obviously, I'm going to dive into, the season, we go into game one, not an ideal situation of playing on the road, losing on the road, throwing 2 picks, missing deep balls, which is something I made a career off of, and feeling great about that, and feeling so good in training camp. So I think there's a really good lesson to be learned about training camp. We felt great and kind of felt like everything was going to happen because we had all the guys. But injuries are going to happen, timing's going to happen. And the one thing I look at is, we lose the first game, we lose the second game in Toronto, I get injured. I don't get to be out there for the home opener, which is, heartbreaking for me. I'm on the sideline, looking like a coach, watching the guys walk out of the tunnel. And that's the moment I've been dreaming of, was walking out of that tunnel the first time in front of the Hamilton fans, as their new quarterback. And again, that's another moment for me where I can learn from, right? I can go back and say, okay, well, go watch the first couple of games, find out why we missed on things, find out what we can get better at. But most importantly is look at myself and where can I get better? Me, if I can get myself better for the team's gonna get better. If you can get yourself better at your job, your company's gonna be better. So I think that's a big one for me. And when I talked about in the first episode was winning national championship, having that big high, and then going 0-4. I've been here before. So I know exactly what it's gonna take. It's gonna take us putting our head down. The hard work is not gonna be easy, and we're gonna have to look at ourselves individually. We're gonna have to look at ourselves as a team, as coaches, as an organization, and say, all right, what is it gonna take for us to get out of this? And again, it's writing down that first step. It's following through every single day, watching the film, making sure that we're pushing everything we can, and we know we're gonna get to that end goal where we wanna be. I'm not saying right now that we're gonna be hoisting a Grey Cup over our head. I'd love to tell you that, I'd love to guarantee that for you. I can tell you that, no matter how hard the punches come, when they come, you never know again when they are, but I've been built for this moment, and I've been through it before, and I'm gonna make sure I do everything in my power to make sure I get us out of this situation. I guess for you guys on the other side of the camera, I would say, first step is taking that first step. Second step is following through, even when there's nobody there motivating you. There's a lot of people that might not believe in us right now, and I think that's our own motivation. But for us and for you, it's taking that motivation from the inside and making sure you can get to that end goal. And I can't wait for episode 3 so that I can explain to you, some good moments, some bad moments of what happened, how we got to where we are. But at this moment, let's just say we might be down now, but we're not out. So we'll see you soon.